What is up, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Welcome back to another video. And today's video, and you'll probably see in the title, is going to be a full day of eating. Let's see how much I record. I've got a very busy day today, so let's see. I've kept saying to myself I'm going to record this, and I've had a lot of clients and a lot of people ask, what do I eat? I could probably just take some photos and upload them online, but yeah, let's do a proper video. You'll see little Rosie in the background. It's been for a walk, haven't we, girl? It's been for a walk, and it's Monday the 12th of January. So yeah, I wanted to show you guys exactly what I consume. And at the minute, to be fair, like this week, I've got literally less than a week till I go to Florida. How sick's that? So yeah, basically a week out from Florida, and this is the diet I'm going to be running. So let's show you guys what I go ahead and consume. It's one of these ones, actually. I think, you know, when it comes to holiday, a lot of people diet hard into a holiday, whereas I'm not like that. I haven't really dieted properly for ages, just because I've been maintaining my weight. And actually now it's January, it's great to get over like the December, Christmas, New Year hurdle and just see where you're at, and manage to maintain. So how cool is that? I mean, I do feel like shit, like I feel fluffy, I don't feel great. I just want to, this week more is like, it's not really a dieting week, it's going to be more of a tidy up week. So calories are down a little bit. I was up at 3,000 at one point, but we're going to be floating around probably 2.2. It's kind of a sweet spot for me, where I know I can just like draw in a little bit and just feel good. And by the way, at 3,000 calories, I just have zero appetite to eat that. You know, the time is now 9:10. Just done an hour in the field with Rosie, so that's some cardio chalked off. I will do a little bit of cardio myself, and just like I like doing. I've got like a walking pad, and obviously this time of the year in the UK it's just crap weather, so I don't really want to go outside. So I've got like a walking pad, so I'll go on there for 20-30 minutes just to reply to some emails, get some more activity in. And just because my appetite is literally on its arse in the morning, like I'm never hungry, so it enables me to elevate some hunger, which is great. So then we can start the full day of eating. But yeah, a week out from Florida, like, it's mad. I think I booked it in like August. I think it was August. Might have been around then. So how quickly has that gone? Like, you know when you have a countdown for Florida, like it just drags, doesn't it? But I swear, like, you feel like it drags, but it actually doesn't. Like, it goes so quick. And obviously because there's like since August, there's been a lot of things going on. You know, there's been like little like weekends away, or there's been, you know, Christmas, again, New Year's, stuff like that. So these little things to look forward to, and it just goes quick. Like, before you know it, we're here. So I don't know whether to actually record a pre-travel day. I might do. I'm not vlogging the whole trip, by the way. I'm away for like 16 days, but I'm vlogging like the first 5, 6, 7 maybe, just depends. So yeah, I'm not going to vlog the whole trip, just because the second part of the trip is family holiday, so I don't really want to be, to be fair, I just don't want to vlog. I can't be asked to vlog. I want to be present in, you know, with the family, which is ideal. So but the start of it, a lot more flexibility and a lot more like, let's do this, let's do that, you know. So yeah, obviously I'll record that, show you guys travel day. But if you want to see a pre-travel day, let me know, so I'll go ahead and do it. I probably will do it, to be fair. I do like a pre-travel day one, but again, there's just like there's a lot to do before you travel, and then when you vlog on top of that, like it's an added extra. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you can casually just put your camera in your car like this, then it's not so bad. You can just like waffle and drive, you know. But it's actually like getting the camera out, recording things and stuff like that. So we'll just see. Like, I don't know, we'll just see. Like, I know I'd like to. I do enjoy, obviously, the vlogging side of things, but when there's other things going on, more important things, then obviously the camera gets put to one side. So if I can do it, I will do it. And to be fair, this week leading up to it, and I know everyone's the same, like, there's always so much going on. And by the way, I've just noticed that I must look like, is it Marv out of Home Alone? Like, I definitely look like him. What's going on? It's because it's so cold, you know, but it's actually like 6 degrees today, which is ideal, as last week was like minus whatever. Ridiculous. And actually, me and Rosie enjoyed some time in the snow last week. Are you right, Rosie? Are you tired? Literally an hour at that field, like an enclosed field, is so good. Like, she just runs about, loves it. Throw the ball for her. There's a few apparatus for her to play around with. I did get a couple of clips actually, so, well, I got one clip, so you'll be able to see her in her glory. But also, there's, when I go to this field, like, it's so muddy. So when you finish, like, I have to obviously take a towel to dry her off, but because she's so muddy, like, it was just an absolute mess. So I did buy something called a mud daddy. I did get a clip of it actually, so I'll put it in here. So if you do have a pooch and you like to go out and your dog likes to go a bit crazy like Rosie does, or roll or whatever, and cape themselves in mud, like, this is ideal. Like, it's the best thing ever. Like, literally pop some hot water in it, doggy shampoo, there you go. You'll see on the video how it works. So yeah, that's ideal. So at least she's nice and clean. But yeah, like, one of the best things I've ever bought, I swear. Like, an absolute game changer. And in fact, I've got some mates that play football and they've got a very similar one. Like, the company do a very similar one for like football boots and stuff. So that's kind of cool. I won't be using that as I don't play football anymore, which I do miss a little bit actually. I think I miss like the changing room banter. But if you have like a rubbish game, like, I'm then thinking, what else could I have done with my day? And being me, it's usually a rubbish game, so hey. But yeah, anyway, this is a little bit of a waffle. We're gonna get in and have meal one. I've actually got so I'm gonna do that cardio, sorry. Then I've got a couple of calls. So I've got a call at 10. I've got a call at 9 as well. So at 9, I've got a call at 10, I've got a call at 11. So I'll do those calls and then I'll pick up meal one. So let's make our way back to you, Rosie. Give you some breakfast as well, yeah? Bless her, eh? Such a good girl. So let's see you guys for the first meal. So we are back home now. Done my cardio, done 2 lots of calls, and the time is now 5 to 12. So starting a little bit later than I would like, but we start off the day with best dog dad. Love Rosie, look at that. But we start off the day with a little cocktail. So in there is going to be hydration, there's going to be greens, and there's also going to be creatine, as well as my vitamins. So that's how I always start my day off. I always want to get my hydration levels on point, even though it's now midday, and then we're going to meal one. So let's show you the little cocktail that I put together, shall we? So if I just get into my cupboard of ghost treats, we start off with some greens. Now I put these greens in just because my veg intake is not really that great. Like, I'm not a massive vegetable fan, but I will eat them, and you will see today that I do eat them. But just in case, if I'm a little bit short, Ghost Greens. Get to know. I don't actually have my own code with Ghost. I would love to have my own code with Ghost. So Sam, if you're watching, please give me a code. But if you are looking to buy some greens or anything off the Ghost website, you can use the code BESEEN. If you use that, that gives you 20% off. So lovely stuff. But yeah, scoop of that goes in. So the sups that I do take, so as well as the greens, as well as the hydration, as well as creatine, I do take a fish oil by Ghost, a digestive enzyme by Ghost. These are banging, by the way. Honestly, just have one in the morning just to aid some digestion, which is ideal. Like, it depends how you are. Like, in the morning for me, I'm never that hungry. Like, I'm not overly hungry now and it's midday, but when I do eat, it depends obviously what I eat as well. If I'm having like oats and stuff like that, they just help massively, but I'd put them in regardless. If it's going to help with your digestion, definitely go ahead and do it. Vitamin C as well. I also take vitamin D3 and K2. I don't know why I've got 2 lots out. I've got a few tablets left in there, so that's my stocked up backup. So yeah, that's what goes in. So just a scoop of creatine in with the greens, and then I will have a 5 grams a day is a scoop. So some people are taking like 10 grams a day. I haven't actually trialed that. Maybe I will trial it just to see how my performance and everything goes. Like, there's a lot of people that are doing that now. I haven't really researched it too much, so I probably should go ahead and do that. And then literally just a hydration sachet as well. These are the only ones in the UK at the minute. The Lemon Crush. So that's the one that you'll get in the UK. When I'm over in the States, which I will be obviously at the end of the week, over there's so many different flavours. So you'll see that on some vlogs. I might do some vlogs when I'm there, as in away from like the parks. There's a real good gym called I Am Religion that I'm going to go and have a session in. So I'll take you guys in there for a session. That'd be really cool. So chuck that away. So yeah, that is my little cocktail. A little bit of water. So I'll take the sups as well. And then we'll get into meal one. So basically it's going to be a pre-workout now. So what I usually do is have that food. So I have that, and then I will leave it probably half hour. Just let that sort of digest a little bit. And then what I will do is hit the gym. So will I take you in the gym? I think I will take you in there for a little bit. I won't go through like the whole workout. Today is a push session and I'm gonna get in there. I'll show you what I do. I won't walk through it or anything like that. Might do a little pose at the end, see how the physique is looking as we are that much closer to Florida, which I'm buzzing for. So yeah, anyway, let's get into, I'm gonna have this and then get into meal one. Right, now let's get into this. If you can hear that noise, that is the kettle. As the first meal I have is cream of rice. And I basically have cream of rice and then I have some eggs. So let's show you what I do have. Now the cream of rice that I'm using, and this is actually a new one as I ran out last week, and this is the one that just got delivered. Cream of rice by Perform, caramel biscuit. I have done a video before, like a day of eating, and I always just have this. Like cream of rice is so easy to digest. Like when I have oats, it sits on me a bit heavy, and obviously it takes longer to digest. Whereas with cream of rice, so easy to make, tastes unreal, and if I can get the lid off, there we go. Just convenient, quick, easy, convenient. Obviously making the eggs as well is quick, easy, and convenient. And that's what I would say is like anyone who's trying to diet or wants to diet or whatever you're doing, if you're taking your shit seriously, you know, like with tracking numbers and stuff like that, like just find foods that are easy, like convenient, quick for you, because the chances are you'll probably stick to it if you do that. Whereas if I had some fucking adventurous breakfast, like I just can't be asked for that. I can't be asked. Now we've got the mission, haven't we, of trying to find the scoop. Have a look. Got a spare one in here. Yeah, I have. So what we have of the cream of rice caramel biscuit is 60 grams, I think. Let me just check. So obviously we are playing catch up today. My calories, by the way, are going to be on 2,100, so it's not actually loads of calories. I have been up at 3,000, and then I've been the last couple of weeks on about 2.5. There has been Christmas as well and New Year, but 2-1, like I'm happy with that, to be fair. Like I haven't got a massive appetite really, so 2-1 will do. And I'll probably run this for 2 or 3 days, and then I'll probably up the calories going towards the end of the week, just carb right up, and then go on holiday. So yeah, look at that, it's gonna be sick. So we have 60 grams of this, so just weigh that out. And to be fair, if I'm on like 61 or 63 like it is there, I ain't gonna worry too much. I mean, some people will say that's the difference between champions or whatever. Like, I'm not gonna worry too much. Like, I'm not competing. Like, I'm happy with my physique. If I was dieting, like fully dialing in, this is like new to me, then I'd get that fucking precise, but I ain't gonna worry too much. Like, I think even tracking foods to a degree, you know, if you're doing this as like lifestyle, all I would say, yeah, is when you track, a lot of people look at tracking and they look at it and they think, oh, I couldn't fucking do that. It's a bit of a ball ache, you know, it's a bit controlling as such with like numbers. And I get that. And even when you step on the scales, if you really like get invested into that number, like it starts to become a bit unhealthy. But I think with food, if you do this and you learn the values of foods, like you just understand it better. Like I went out for a Toby Carvery yesterday, fucking massive plate full of food. Like I'll insert the photo now because I did get one. And I estimated that at about 1,600 calories just with my eye. Then I went into the reliable ChatGPT and asked it to estimate it as well. And I think it said it was like 1,500, you know. So, but that's just me eyeballing foods, understanding values, because over time with tracking, you just understand it better. So I mean, that's a benefit to it, you know, like you could look at it as controlling. You could look at it as though, you know, you don't want to do it or whatever. But if you just take that time, like it's just take that time just to understand. Makes things a lot easier, you know. So anyway, all we do, add a little bit of warm water to it, have a little bit of a mix up. Sometimes I put protein powder in it, so I don't think I bothered today. Now, so all I do is I'll actually add some Biscoff into this as well. So you add a little bit of water, and actually you don't want it like this, like look at that, like that is that isn't appealing at all. That is literally like concrete. So all you need to keep doing is just adding some water until you find the right consistency or texture for what you want. But if you overload this too much with warm water, it just ends up like soup. So just don't do that, you know. But what I would say actually is if you're adding protein powder into this, like whey, it can be a little bit harder to begin with, because all you do is once you add that in, it does soften it. So, but is that the consistency I want? Not really. Still need a little bit more. And then I'll start doing the eggs. Eggs obviously don't take too long, so I will show you those. But yeah, I add a Biscoff spread into this, and then some berries. Now, when it comes to berries or vegetables, I don't actually, if it comes to fruit or vegetables, I don't actually track them in. Like if I was dieting hard, I would. And it depends really. If I was having like fruits like bananas or apples, I would track them just because they're higher in carbs and calories. Whereas I have literally strawberries or blueberries, you know, or raspberries, and they're so low in calories, and like the actual volume you can get. Like I just eyeball it. I don't overthink it too much. I don't go too crazy. Obviously, I'm going to have a shitload of them. It's a bit different, but yeah, it's like a handful of berries. That does the job for me. And again, this is a meal just before the gym, so I don't want it to be too heavy, and it just works well for me. Everyone's so different, you know, like, you know, some people will like to have oats before they train. Like I've got some clients that will eat oats at 4:30 in the morning, so they train at 5:30, and it's like, cool, if that works for you, great. But for me, I've tried that, and it's just crap. Like I just don't like it. Like I hate training with like the fullest stomach ever. I just feel like I'm concentrating more on how I feel than what I'm actually trying to do. So find foods that you digest easy, ones that are quick, easy and convenient, and mainly ones that you can stick to. So that's probably the consistency I'll go with. Even that's a little bit too hard, to be fair. And then what we're chucking in is 20 grams of Biscoff spread. Something nice. Something that's a nice little treat for myself. And realistically, I know some people will look at that and be like, Biscoff spread, that ain't healthy. You know, which I get completely. But everything in moderation, do you know what I mean? It makes me enjoy my breakfast. I can stick to it, or late lunch, should we call it. I can stick to it, and I can be consistent with it. So, you know, if you're dieting proper hard and you want to be the healthiest version of yourself, of course, go for more nutritious foods. But also find that balance where you can stick to it. Like if I didn't have Biscoff in this, would I still eat it? I probably would. Like I have no emotion to food, but I think you get where I'm coming from. Like you want to be in a place where you enjoy your foods, because then you will stick to it. So let's grab the Biscoff spread. So Rosie will come running over. She's tired from that walk this morning. So we go with 20 grams in here. So 14, I reckon that's 21, 22, look at that. And then Rosie will have a little lick at the spoon. Good girl. So yeah, that goes in, and then we've got strawberries, which I know Rosie will want to have some as well. So let's get those out, shall we? And then I'll show you what I have in terms of, and then I'll crack on with the eggs. They're the eggs I use, by the way. Well, that's the egg whites that I use. 250 grams of those. 250, and then 2 whole eggs with it. So if you're making egg whites, by the way, if it's just egg whites, like they go so fluffy. So I always find, just to make it bind a little bit better, even just having 1 egg in there helps. If I'm having eggs, egg whites, and then I'm having, you know, some berries on here, there's a lot of nutritious food going in, you know. Of course, the Biscoff's not great, I get, but you know where I'm coming from. Like, try and prioritize some healthy foods in your day, because if you're tracking foods and you're eating chocolate bars all day, like, if you're in a deficit, you will still lose weight, but I can rest assure you, you will probably feel like shit. And if you're in a deficit, yeah, and you know, some people do this, they'll think they're being clever, and to a degree they still are right. You know, if your aim is to lose weight and you're in a deficit, great, but also, even when you lose that weight, you're probably going to look like shit if you're eating shit, and you're probably going to feel like shit, and you're going to perform shit, you're going to sleep shit. So there's a lot of negatives that come with it. I'm not saying be super clean, It's like 80 grams of strawberries. Again, I don't track those. Yeah, you haven't got to be like religious and be like 100% with everything, but have that balance and understand like eating nutritious foods is going to make you feel better and perform better. But anyway, let's do these eggs, shall we? Let's spin this round. Right, let's get these eggs on the go, shall we? Right, and also just before I do that, just these boxes on the side here. Got these from Ghost, sent out the other day. I haven't tried these ones yet. The Lucky Charms, these are a new flavour, but I have opened these two, so we'll show you these quickly. So, got the peanut butter. These are banging, by the way. They're great. And then also, I've always wanted to try this one, so I'm so lucky that it got sent out. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. These are fantastic. So, I don't just say that because I work with Ghost, but they do taste unreal. So anyway, let's get the eggs in, shall we? I've just opened the cupboard and I've seen some everything bagels, which I haven't actually got in my diet today, but I'll probably have them towards the end of the week. So, yep, fry light, 1 calorie spray. Make sure you have that. Simple substitution there. Like you could have olive oil, but you're going to lose so many calories to that, and however many grams of fat, depending on how much you use. So yeah, 250 here. I reckon that's about it. I tell you what, I'm literally 10 grams out. Look at that. That's wild, isn't it? So you know you're used to doing this. How people crack eggs in one hand, I do not know. Right, so that is the breakfast. I won't show you guys me scoffing my face, but cream and rice, something again nice and easy. Biscoff spread, strawberries, and then the eggs just on the go now. And actually with the eggs, I do put on, let's get it out of here. Make sure you can't see any of my mess on the side. So I have been using this. It might be a bit weird, but on my eggs. Skinny company, skinny food company. 0 calorie golden syrup. I've never really been a big fan of like these sauces and stuff like that, or these syrups, but that one I actually like, and I put that on the eggs, and I know that might sound a bit weird, but honestly, don't knock it till you try it. It's banging. Anyway, so let's consume this and then pick this up at the gym. But just before I do that, meal 1, pre-workout, total calories 574, proteins 40 grams, carbs 60 grams, and fat 18 grams. Obviously that is not taken into consideration the strawberries, so the carbs will be a little bit higher. But anyway, let's get into the gym for this push session. Right, so I said I would pick this up in the gym, but I don't plan on talking in the gym, so I thought I would pick it up on the way to the gym. So here you are, here is my face. And actually I didn't say that I've obviously had my pre-workout, or my meal 1, but also I have a Rice Krispie Square bar on the way, cookies and cream. If you don't know that flavour, I'll get to know, because it is banging, and it slaps. I also had 4 party rings, I think it was. Like, party rings are like an easy go-to, they're like a little treat throughout the day. And yeah, like when I'm eating like 3,000 calories, then you just eat the whole lot. But again, another item of food that's probably not the most nutritious, but something that's just easy and convenient to get in. But I mean, I've got some healthier options coming up later on, so you will see those. But yeah, off to the gym now. Actually, so I've done them calls this morning, I've done some check-ins, I've eaten, it's now 1 o'clock. So the day honestly just goes by so quick, I swear. Like when you're on calls and stuff, like it just eats up so much time, obviously with check-ins as well. It's a bit wild, but yeah, at least they're all sort of tied up now. Got a few check-ins to do a little bit later, so I will do those. But for now, let's go and have a push session, which I'm looking forward to. Sets the tone for the week on Monday, doesn't it? So it's good to get in there and potentially lift as much as I can. I do feel a bit flat really, like I say, I didn't have the best weekend in terms of food. I had Toby Carver yesterday, so you know, you like to think I have a lot of energy, but yeah, the actual food being put to use, we'll see. So yeah, I'm not going to walk you through what I do. I'll just put some clips in after this so you can see, and then I'll pick this up just after the gym. So, but in the UK now, if you're watching this and you're not from the UK, you'll see that it gets dark very, very quickly. So it's like dark at like 4 o'clock. So by the time I'm done with the gym, I'm usually in the gym a couple of hours, so I'll do my session and then I am doing 20 minutes post-workout, like incline walk. I've always just done that, like I just enjoy doing it. I mean, if you looking at this in terms of like a gaining phase, some people would strip that back, but I enjoy it. You know, I like doing it, and I want to be as healthy as possible. So I was running quite a lot actually at one point, and I might pick that back up after Florida. I might even go for a couple of runs in Florida, we'll see. But yeah, for now the steps are in. Steps average is probably like 15,000 a day. Obviously that's quite a lot for most people, but bear in mind I do have Rosie, and I will take her out again later for a little walk. So yeah, I'm gonna have my Rice Krispie Square Bar, and then also I have got my pre-workout here. So I wouldn't really recommend caffeine after midday, but we do what we need to do today. We're a little bit behind. So, but in here, this Ghost Shaker, by the way, is absolutely banging. Look at it, so sick. This, I think that's on the website as well. Like I said earlier, like I don't have a code to Sam, give me a code, but yeah, if you're looking for 20% off, then use code BC, because that'll drop 20% off. And there's actually some new merchandise landing, I think, tomorrow online, which looks great as well. So yeah, anyway, in the pre-workout, we've got blue raspberry, Legend. We've got 2 scoops of pump, and then we've got some BCAA powder in there as well. I don't need the BCAA really. It's more for just taste. It's the sour strips one, so I like adding that in just because it seems to be a nice combo. But in terms of BCAAs, I like to think you can get it from, well, you will get it from your nutrition if you've got some clean proteins in your day. So, and you would have seen from mine, I've got eggs, I'll have some chicken, I'll have some salmon, I'll have some yogurt today. It's really boring really, but again, it makes me feel good, so, and it makes me perform well. And that's all going to change next week. Like, that's all going to change, like, because Florida is so close. Like, it's been so long since Florida. Like, I went in April last year, but I went, and that was more just to close an offers that I'd opened, so that weren't really even like it was still a good trip, don't get me wrong, like going to Florida is decent, but it had an emotional swing to it, should we say, certainly after what I'd been through at the start of the year. So yeah, it was a bit of a rubbish one really. Like, that probably sounds a bit like entitled because it's still in Florida, but if you were in my shoes you'd probably realise why it weren't maybe as good. So but yeah, this trip is going to be the one. It really is. Obviously there's a lot to do. I haven't actually got anything planned in terms of like restaurants and stuff like that. I really probably should have thought about it, but I'm just happy just to go back, just happy to go to the airport, get on a plane and go. Like, New York was obviously so good, like, and if you have been a regular to this channel, you would have seen the New York series, and yeah, like that was mad. But yeah, it's going to be a fun one. But anyway, enough waffling on, let's get into the gym. Right, so I am back from the gym, and that was a solid enough session, I'd say. Was it my best? No. Did I go kind of through the motions? Yeah, a little bit. But hey, we managed to get it done, and I did manage to hit a couple of PBs actually, so that was ideal. And I'm back home. I'm about to have my second meal. Well, I suppose this is technically meal two. I did obviously have the Rice Krispie Square bar and some pie rings before I trained. So, and the time is now 3:30. So I'm going to show you what I have got. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing too adventurous. That's actually my frozen vegetables in there, so I'll pop them on the plate in a sec. So when it comes to veg and stuff, I can just prep it obviously fresh, but just for convenience, I don't mind frozen veg, so I'm having that now. And yeah, again, that was an okay session. I did get some clips at the end, like the current physique look, so I'll insert those now so you can see. And to be fair, I'm kind of happy with where I'm sitting. I don't think, you know, could I be leaner? I mean, I'm pretty lean, but I could be leaner, yeah, of course. Could I be bigger? Well, I'd love to be bigger, but it's one of those vicious cycles, really. You know, you always want to be bigger. When you're bigger, you want to be leaner. Will I push the threshold to try and gain a load of muscle at some point? I don't know, really. Like, if I want to go into a bit of a harsh sort of surplus or a heavier surplus, there's a lot of negatives that come for it for me, you know, like I just don't really feel that comfortable doing it. And, you know, I'm happy realistically where I'm at, you know, so again, I know with myself, if I pushed that threshold and wanted to be a bit bigger, then I probably still wouldn't be that happy anyway, you know. So I'm happy just realistically where I'm at. And from there, I get to balance everything out, get to eat quite a lot of calories. I enjoy what I do. I can still do my cardio, and yeah, I was happy. So that's the main thing. And that's what I'd always say to people, you know, is always just do things that make you happy, you know, and you can always get caught up in this social world of looking online, trying to look at a certain physique and want to grow towards that or whatever, but reality is, you know, you just need to be happy in yourself. And yeah, that seems to be where I'm at. So yeah, physique's looking all right, looking lean enough. And again, metabolically in a strong place. I think, you know, I weigh 71 kilos. So, you know, for me to eat 3,000 calories in a slight surplus is quite a lot of food for someone that weight. And, you know, to be on what, like 2-1 today, I think my maintenance realistically is going to be like 2.6, 2.7. So this is a slight deficit, but again, it's nothing crazy. It's just to literally just feel a bit tighter for the holiday and go away feeling good and undo all the hard work, you know, within a few days of Florida treats. But let me show you what I've got here. So let me just get this out, pop it on the plate. So here we go. We've got some frozen veg. We've got 250 grams of baby potatoes. And then these chicken breasts I just got from Sainsbury's. I've literally got a Sainsbury's Express literally over the road. And they do these Cajun chicken breasts. So they come in at 180 grams scale weight. So overall, this meal is 422 calories, 47 grams of protein, that is 45 grams of carbs and 6 grams of fat. Now obviously that's not taking into consideration the vegetables, which obviously will contain calories and carbohydrates. But I've also got these sauces that I like to pop on my food. So sweet chili jam, I don't track this in. I would probably recommend tracking it in if you are new to tracking. And then also the mild Pyrenees, which I definitely would track in if I was you, but again, for myself, I'm not going to track it in. But if you look at this here, you know, a serving size, if it's going to focus, which it might do, you know, the fat is quite high, 4.2 grams of fat per serving, and a serving is 15 grams on scale weight. So, you know, just looking at that, it's a pretty, let me spin this around. It's a pretty basic meal, like it's nothing major, but I'm happy with it, you know. And then after this, I do have some salmon and potatoes later, some Greek yogurt, you know. So, but again, the time is just gone 3:30. So I'm going to get this in. I'm going to do a bit of work for a couple of hours. Then I'll get my next meal in. And then I probably will take Rosie out for a little bit and tie up some admin, do some house stuff. I actually need to do some more packing just to get myself set. There's always something you're always missing, I swear. Like, I keep going over it in my head. I'm like, have I got enough t-shirts? Have I got enough shorts? Have I got enough jumpers? Like, because the weather's not looking overly great right now. I'm sure it will pick up, but I've been in January before, and yeah, it was absolutely freezing. Certainly in the morning, very, very cold. And then obviously it picks up during the day, and yeah, it then gets very chilly at night. But yeah, I'll have a look at that a bit later. But I'm going to get into this meal now, and then I'm going to do some work, and then I will show you guys my next meal and the calories and the macros on that next one. There we go. Next meal. This is meal 3. On my app it's meal 4, but this is meal 3. Let me just get some cutlery and I'll let you know the macros on this meal. Ignore the mess on the sofa. Well, there is no mess, it's just a couple of throws. Just it stops Rosie getting all hair on it. You can see her? Yeah, you can see her. Hello, girl. You all right? Took her for another walk. Yeah, good girl. She probably gets like an hour and a half every single day. She's always game to go out. Like, as anyone else's dog, just go out, whatever the weather. Like, it could be snowing, raining, whatever. She doesn't actually care. She just goes out. Like, she loves it. So, anyway, this meal. So, I've obviously had the creamy rice this morning. I've had the Rice Krispie Square, the party rings, the chicken, and now we've got salmon. So this comes to, bear in mind, yeah, like all my calories are clocking up to 2,113. But again, I don't track my fruit, I don't track my veg, I don't track my sauces, I don't track seasoning, which, by the way, salmon has got Cajun seasoning on the potatoes earlier for the chicken meal. Cajun seasoning on the potatoes and Cajun seasoning now. So all these little things do add up. So if you are tracking, you want to learn absolutely everything, I would recommend doing all of that, you know. But when you get to a certain stage where, like where I'm at, it doesn't really matter as much, as long as you're like not an idiot, do you know what I mean? Like, as long as you're not going crazy. It's not as though I've got like the most calorie dense sauces. I mean, this one pretty much is, but like a sweet chili jam is not that dense. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're looking at 21 calories per serving, 15 grams. Like, I might not even put 15 grams on it. So, you know what I mean? That sensible choices. It's a bit like, I've just had a Coke Zero. It's like having a full normal Coke or a Coke Zero. Like, it's just a simple substitution. Like if you go for a normal Coke, I just don't see the point. Like, you may as well go for a Coke Zero. Like, you literally might as well. Like, if you're drinking normal Coke, that is, yeah, and you're gaining weight and you're struggling to lose weight, or whatever it is, like, I look at that and I just think, like, it's the most simplest substitution ever. Like, it's just literally no brainer. Like, if you're struggling to lose weight or you're gaining weight and you're drinking that, yeah, or any drinks that are, you know, calorie dense, I then look at that and just think, well, you're not doing yourself favours. Just do yourself a favour and just go for the zero options. Like, it just makes complete sense. It's like drinking 10 pints of beer, getting pulled over and then being pissed off that you got caught drink driving. Like, I mean, it's probably not the same, but you know where I'm coming from. Like, don't if you're struggling to lose weight, don't be shocked if you've got the normal sodas in, where you could just substitute them out for the zero options, which makes complete sense. Like, it's literally a no-brainer. Anyway, this meal is 596 calories, 56 grams of protein, 45 grams of carbs, and 23 grams of fat. And then I've got one more meal after this. So, yeah. Anyway, this is it. I'll show you it. I'm not going to show you me eating it, but this is it without spilling it. So yeah, 300 grams of potatoes, 2 salmon fillets, and then some veg, frozen veg. So, and by the way, I do put Himalayan pink salt over most of my foods as well. Again, sauces, track them in if you're new to it, but for me, not going to bother. Nando's, if you're watching, hook a brother up. Anyway, we'll jump into this, and then I've got a little bit of admin to do. I'm going to probably put YouTube on. Been watching a lot of Sam Sulik, Mike Thurston, and Beard Meets Food. Absolutely love watching him. So, yeah, I'll probably watch a little something of, or one of those. Greg Touchette, I like watching him as well. He's good. And yeah, most people, I suppose, on this sort of countdown to a holiday, we're probably watching some vlogs and stuff. I must be completely honest, yeah. Like, if you've, this is getting low. If you've been watching me for a long time, you know, like, vlogs and stuff like that. Obviously love filming them. But I honestly haven't watched any vlogs for ages. I just haven't. And even with Epic Universe, like, I haven't booked my ticket for that, but I am definitely going to go and I will vlog that. But I haven't even watched any vlogs on it. Now, I don't want to watch vlogs because I feel like it might spoil it. But also I feel like I should watch vlogs in case there's something on a vlog that I might miss out on if I don't watch a vlog, if that makes sense. So, we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But anyway, I'm going to eat this before it gets cold. So, should you do a taste test for a potato? Bosh. Banging. Cajun seasoning. Get to know. But anyway, I'm going to have this and then I'll pick this up before the last meal. Right, the time has come. The final meal of the day, and I'm just about to prepare it. And what it is, if I just get my app up, I've said this before on previous vlogs, I'll say it on this one, is I do use my own app. So if you are looking to join my coaching team, I have got my own app for ease. You can get all your tracking with your foods in there. In fact, like, you haven't got to track anything. I can just write out a meal plan. Training's all in there. We can see everything, all metrics, etc. With your weight, with your training, with your lifts, like everything. Like, it's crazy. If anyone wants any more information on that, let me know, as I will happily walk you through that and show you what it is that I offer. So, but anyway, this last meal of the day, it is 250 grams of Fage yogurt, Fage, however you say it, scones, gone. And then we've got 20 grams of Ghost peanut butter whey, cereal milk, that one. And then we've got 12 grams of peanut butter. So yeah, that should be great. I will put some berries in that as well. So yeah, let's prep it up. Let's show you what it is, the final meal of the day. The time is now 10 o'clock. So just been chilling really. Had a few emails to reply to, a little bit of admin, a little bit of editing actually, just for some Instagram content that I want to put out when I'm away. And then yeah, but watched a little bit of Beard Meets Food, as you would have just seen on the previous clip. So me and Rosie have enjoyed that. Rosie's had her dinner, so she's all sorted. She's just tucked up on the sofa. I would spin it around, but my place is a little bit messy. So yeah, let's prep this last meal. So actually, before I prep, let's show you Rosie. I know a lot of you love Rosie. You say hello, Rosie? No? Are you tired from your 2 walks today? Yeah, you're a beautiful little girl, aren't you? Hey? You are a good girl. So the whole sofa, 2 throws on it. She decides to lay it on the middle part. And I did say when I moved in here that you weren't going to go on the sofa, didn't I? But Queen Rosie gets her own way. And yeah, good girl. You were always going to get on it, weren't you? And I said you won't get on the bed with me at night, and you do. Hey, you're worth it. You're a great girl, aren't you? Hey. Right, I'm going to make my yogurt. Do your little ears go up then? I said, right, shall we... I'm not taking you anywhere. Do you want some peanut butter? Do you want some? Do you want some strawberries again? Should we give you some strawberries, yeah? Right, let's prep this food. So let's prep this last meal. So, actually thinking about it, just quickly as I get this bowl out, I hope I've got enough yogurt, because I actually haven't done a food shop this week, just because, again, I'm going away. So I'm kind of winging it every single day. And, oh, that feels like there's about 250 grams in there. So let's see. I might have to make this up with some extra protein powder in here. And to be fair, I do try and steer away a bit from like the supplements. I try and just get all my protein in via whole foods. So as much as I love working with Ghost, and you know, I'll have their pre-workout like I did today, I'll have the energy drinks every now and then. You'll see that when I go away, like I literally love the energy drinks. I'm smashing them all the time. And for anyone who thinks I have them like every day, I probably have like 2 a week, really, maybe even 3 a week. And if I do have that, I won't have a pre-workout, just because I don't need that much caffeine in my day. Certainly after midday, I do try and keep it relatively low, just so I can sleep well. But 250 grams, right? Let's see what's in here. It feels like there's probably about 250 in here. My scales has gone off. I'm pretty good at eyeballing things, so let's see. I'll tell you what, if that's close. What did I say, 200 or 250? I said between 2 and 250, didn't I? Tell you what, that's actually quite wild, that. Now, like, you'll see in there's like nothing left. There's a bit left on the spoon. And that says 254. Let me bring this over so you can see that I'm not lying. It's on a tripod, this, so hopefully you can see it. Can you see that? I think you can. Let me bring it in. 254. So look at that. I'll tell you what, that wasn't a bad guess, was it? Do you know what? That's when you know. Let me just adjust that. That's when you know you've been doing stuff like this for a while. I can pick up a pot of yogurt and roughly know what it is in my hand. Like, that's crazy. Like, Wild, eh? So yeah, technically a little bit over, probably like 260 there, but we're not going to complain too much, as I'm not going to leave an extra little 10 grams left in there. Chuck that in the bin. So let me just wipe this side because I'm making a little bit of a mess. So yeah, 250 grams. Well, let's just say 260, but I've tracked in 250. So, and then we're going to use the peanut butter cereal milk by Ghost. So this is probably my favourite flavour. Well, it is my favourite flavour. The Cinnabon one is good. Like, if you're watching this and you like Florida content, you know that Cinnabon is the GOAT. It really, really is. And to get it in a protein format is just, yeah, unreal. But also, just reset that. Yeah, again, I try to not have too many of the supplements that I do have. Like, if you look at my day, like, I've supplemented in some greens powders this morning. And I think that's it. That's literally it, I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, this is the next form of a supplement that I'm putting in. Obviously, I've got my, my vitamin C and my digestive enzymes and stuff like that. I completely get. But when it comes to the food, I try my best to get it in via Whole Foods. But adding that in just for a bit of taste, really. To be fair, some people wouldn't even track that. I know there's coaches out there that wouldn't even bother tracking that. I know it's got protein in it. I know it's got calories in it. But there is some coaches out there. Like, I'm on 185 grams of protein per day. And with 185 grams of protein, there is some people out there that will get 185 grams from Whole Foods. So if it brings their total up to like 220, they won't really care. They would just want to get 185 grams or 200 grams, whatever the number is, of, direct protein sources. But yep, for this is what I'm going with. So I'll give that a little bit of a mix. I don't think you'll be able to see that on there, but yeah, just mix that in gently. The thing is with Fire yogurt as well, or Farge yogurt, it is quite hard. Sometimes I'll have skyr, and I probably prefer the texture on that. A lot of people don't like the texture of Farge. A lot of people don't like it because it is hard. So my recommendation is I never eat it just the yogurt out of like the pot. Like, I mean, very rarely will I, but if I need to, I will. But it's just the consistency of it. It's just a bit too hard. So if you put protein powder into it, a bit like the cream of rice this morning, if it's a hard sort of texture, it will soften massively when you put a whey product in there. So anyway, let's grab the peanut butter. As soon as I undo this jar, you'll hear Rosie's little footsteps. She just knows straight away. Does anyone else's dog jump up when they hear, like, she's looking? Here she comes. Here she comes. Straight there. Right, 12 grams of this. So that looks about 12, to be fair. If that's 12, honestly, it's 11. Oh, that's wild, isn't it? But that's the thing, again, when you're tracking, a bit messy. There you go, Rosie, have a little bit. When you are tracking and you're getting used to it, like when it comes to foods and stuff, you just eyeball things. Like, again, like, you can put most foods in front of me and I'll kind of know roughly what the calories are. Maybe, I'll be there or thereabouts. Same with the macros, really. But it comes over time. And obviously I've been coaching for like 5 years. I've been taking my diet seriously for 5 years. So, that builds up. It's not something that you can just learn overnight, So, and actually, like, all my clients will have off-plan meals every single week. I have some clients have 3 off-plan meals a week. Some will be worked into their plan, some won't. But what I do say to clients as well is when you're having an off-plan meal, it is good to track it sometimes because then you know the values of those foods. If I have like a slim chickens or a pizza or whatever, just Rosie having a drink. If I have any takeaway, I will try my best to work out the macros and the calories on that. The best way to do that as well is you can obviously go online, look at the nutritional values of those foods or whatever. But what you can also do is if you do use ChatGPT, like what I do with foods that haven't got the calories on the menu or the macro breakdown the menu, which most places won't have. They will have the calories, but they won't have the macros. What I do is actually take a picture of ChatGPT and ask it to estimate the calories and the macros. And, I do it even myself now just for it to match up roughly with what I think it is. Sometimes I can be very, very close. Sometimes I can be slightly out. I'm very rarely like way out, but again, that comes with time. So if you're new to it, that is what I would say do. Whatever you're eating, even if you're not dieting, like, it's a good thing to go and do. I would take a photo of whatever you're eating. Like, if you make a lasagna for dinner, like, take a picture of it. Ask ChatGPT to estimate the calories and the macros on it. Give ChatGPT the most, in-depth description of whatever you're having. Give it as much information as possible. Like, there's a place where I live in Bury. It's called Juice Bros, and basically there it's like a salad bar, like, and you can add like your proteins, your fats, and stuff like that. And I'll look at it and I'll know roughly how many calories are in it, and I'll know roughly what the macros are. But also at the same time, like, there's been several times where I've taken a photo of it and I've said to ChatGPT, look, it's got lettuce, cucumber, tomatoes, sweet corn, tzatziki. It's got all these different things in it, and take a picture of it, ask it to break it down, and it will give you a pretty good number. And even if you don't care about dieting, even if you don't care about losing weight, even if you don't care about building muscle, I think it's an actual great little skill set to have and learn and develop, because why would you not want to do it? Do you know what I mean? Like, you may as well just learn. Like, I mean, you don't have to, but it's a good thing to go ahead and potentially learn if you want to learn a little bit more around food. So let's get these strawberries in here, as I seem to be waffling on. And actually, these strawberries, actually, they do say the 10th of January on here, but I mean, they are looking fine. So that's Rosie again. So, like, just bear in mind, if you do have a dog, or you're getting a dog, or you want the dog, that you should probably share your food with the dogs, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, if it's like chocolate and stuff, then don't be an idiot. But, yeah. And again, with the strawberries, I'm not weighing them out. I'm just going to eyeball them, really. Just going to put in here whatever I fancy. I'm actually quite hungry, like, and that's a good thing, because obviously I've jumped down from 3,000 calories to, 2.5 really the last couple of weeks. And then today, technically, it's 2-1 on my app. I will show you. But again, with the vegetables, with the strawberries and seasoning and all that rubbish, I'm probably more floating around 2-3 today, I'd say, which, to be fair, I'm happy with. But I am quite hungry now. So once this goes in, obviously I'll watch a little bit more TV. I'll spend a little bit more time with Rosie. There you go, good girl. Spend a little bit more time with Rosie, and then get some good sleep. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Tomorrow is a busy day for check-ins. So I need to get my head down tonight, get up early, get Rosie out, do my own cardio, and then crack on with check-ins, gym, sort out some little bits and bobs for the trip. A little bit more packing. And hey, it's getting very, very close. It's getting real now. But yeah, let's sit down and let's do a taste test on this. So here we go. This is the final piece of the day. You can't see the peanut butter in there, but there is a little bit. I think, when I'm eating more calories, my fat number will be higher. So usually I'll just have more fats. And by the way, when I eat 3,000 calories, I probably track around 2.8, and then I take into consideration that I'm eating another 200 calories with my vegetables and stuff like that. So even though I log about 2.8, it's going to be about that. And actually with my clients, I do say to my clients as well, don't worry about tracking your vegetables and stuff. And the reason I say that is because, like, say you have like 100 grams of carbs still for the rest of the day, or let's just say you have 50 grams of carbs for the rest of the day, and you haven't had any fibre, you haven't had any vegetables or anything like that. Now, if you've got 50 grams of carbs, and say it's your last meal of the day, like, if you have a bagel is going to be between 40 and 50 grams. So if you have a bagel and you have vegetables, which one are you going to probably choose? Like, more than likely it's going to be the bagel, unless you don't like bagels, in which case you might have something else like a crumpet or some sourdough or whatever. You're more than likely probably not going to go for the vegetables. So, and then you start to lose, obviously, the quality of that food, the satiety, that vegetables can give you, the fibre intake, and the benefits of eating the veg, So I'd rather just say, look, have the bagel and have the veg as well. I don't feel like when it comes to dieting, you have to be super, super aggressive. Certainly as like a lifestyle coach, you haven't really got to go too mad. I do feel like if you are dieting hard, and obviously maybe from like a bodybuilding background, all that will probably be in consideration. I'd suggest that would be the case. I'm not a bodybuilding coach. I don't step on stage or anything like that. So obviously if that is the route you want to go down, get that advice off someone that does that and who has experiencing that. But that's just how I like to roll with things, you know. But I always say to clients that try and get some vegetables, or try and get some salad, or try and get a greens supplement like I have into your day at least, because you don't want to be running the risk of, you know, having any deficiencies or struggles or digestion problems, you know, because you're getting a lack of fibre. So that's exactly why I say do that, you know. And it's the same with fruit, really. Like, I do say to clients, track fruit, but you want to prioritize getting some fruit into your day, getting some vegetables into your day. I know they're quite boring, don't get me wrong. There's other foods I absolutely love to smash, but you know, how like even today's food, how is this going to make me feel? It's going to make me feel good, you know. Tomorrow I'm probably going to go and execute my program better. I'm more likely to stick to my plan. I know it's a week out from holiday, so motivation is quite high, and for most people it is, but realistically the work is done. Like, I'm a week out from holiday, I can't go fucking crucifying things and have a miracle body, you know, in a week. You know, if you want to try and lose 10 pounds in a week, like, you're not really going to do it. And if you do lose 10 pounds in a week on the scales, like, it's not all body fat. Do you know what I mean? A lot of it's going to be water retention. And if I drop on the scales over the next couple of days, which I do expect a little bit of a drop, it's mainly going to be water retention anyway. You know, it's just going to tighten things up and make me feel better for this trip. So, but anyway, this is the breakdown for the day. So you might be able to see it. I'm sure you'll be able to work it out. 2,113 calories, 186.1 grams of protein, 202.3 grams of carbs, and 61.5 grams of fat. My target for protein is 185, so I'm just a gram over that. Carbs, I'm 2 grams over. Fat, 1.5. Doesn't really concern me. And to be fair, I didn't really have an appetite this morning. I am hungry now, so I'm going to smash into this. But that's my day, really. Like, it's not that exciting, if I'm being completely honest. I'm not that emotionally attached to foods, really. I don't really care what I eat. I'll just eat whatever. I'm more emotionally attached to foods that I know make me feel better, because I've gone that far probably with doing all this, you know. Don't get me wrong. If I fancy a Greggs sausage roll, if I'm walking past there, I'll have one. But you know, that's the flexibility you get when you've done it for long enough. And I'm very lucky I can kind of maintain where I'm at, just because I know exactly what to do, because I've done the groundwork, you know. So that's why I recommend anyone watching this to go and do your own groundwork. But if you need help with that, you know where I am. But this is it. Last meal of the day. So should we get a little bit of everything on there? So we've got the yogurt, we've got a bit of peanut butter, and then we've got some strawberries. So it's just easy, quick, convenient. You see with all my foods today, they're all quick and convenient. Even with the potatoes I made earlier, just in the air fryer, 22 minutes or whatever it is, Cajun seasoning, baby potatoes, easy, done. Like, both trays, a load of potatoes, so I had them fresh with my chicken breasts. The chicken breasts were Cajun chicken breasts from Sainsbury's. Like, they're already done. Like, they're good to go. They're ready to eat. So I get those every now and then just because they're easy. I mean, I would rather prep it, but sometimes life takes over. So an easy option to go to there. The potatoes, the extra potatoes I cooked went with the salmon. I've just eaten frozen veg. You know, it's probably a little bit lazy really, but it just works for me. You know, if I had more time or more patience, or I enjoyed really like cooking, or had emotion to most foods, I probably would be a bit more adventurous. But for me, that'll do. You know, and then actually, what I probably will do this week, probably a rubbish day to film today, really, because it's a bit of a low day. I think more people would enjoy the higher days, but you know, I probably will record like not an off-plan day. I probably will do like a higher calorie day, because like from 3,000, I might just push it when I come back to like 4,000 or like 4.5, just some days, which is mad really to think like my body was never like this. Like, I used to gain weight on 1,800 calories, but over time I've slowly pushed the food up. I've increased what I can lift. You know, I've built some muscle. I'm not the biggest guy out there, but I've done what I need to do to keep my body fat low, build muscle, gain strength, you know, enjoy the process. And with all of that, the benefits that come from it is you get to eat more food. Like, who doesn't want to eat more food? So if that's one incentive, like, I would push is, if you like to eat, go in the gym, lift weights. Don't even worry about, well, I would say don't worry about the health benefits. The health benefits are obviously beneficial, but if you want to eat more food, if you're a bit of a foodie, go and lift weights. The more muscle you carry, the quicker your metabolism works, the more food you can eat. Like, it's an absolute winner. So anyway, I'm gonna smash this. Again, watch a little bit more. Beard Meets Food is on in the background. Rosie's just got on her bed, so we'll spend a little bit of time with her, and then off to bed for another day tomorrow. And the countdown is on. So the next video you might see, might do a pre-travel day. I probably will do one. But yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. The channel keeps growing. I love seeing it. I love doing these vlogs. It's good fun. And yeah, it's exciting. It's a very exciting year this year. And a lot of things have happened already. And I'm absolutely buzzing for what's going to come up in the coming months. So yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.